And welcome once again to another fantastic episode of Constructing New Walden City. My name is Dr. Asabi, and today we are in the west of Walden City, a very aquatic part of the map. We got some big bodies of water and some general terrain. And over here, we're going to be building a beautiful kind of pier structure or kind of overall town on the shorefront. Now, when I say town, I actually mean we're going to be making a pier over here, which rhymes, and I hate that. And we're going to be putting some buildings on top just to kind of give a bit of a touristy kind of feel to it. My overall vibe of this build is that it's going to be a not derelict, but deteriorated kind of attraction. Maybe this was a fishing settlement back when, before the church, before the diner, the bridge, the highway, etc. And it was used as a tourist destination. People can get their ice creams, and they still can. They can still have a nice time. But the buildings themselves are quite deteriorated. Not deteriorated in it's not falling apart, but you can see there will be signs of rot and degradation, as all kind of shorefront buildings do eventually show. It's just the kind of effects of living on the coastal front. So yeah, that's what we're going to be making. I've got big hopes for this kind of build. We are in quite a rural part of the map, so a lot of my more landscapey skills can come into effect here, especially with over here. We got some big terrain that we need to flatten off. Off camera, and after this episode, I am going to be trying to remove a lot of this islands, a lot of these islands, excuse me, so we can make a full-on waterway, which goes all the way from the harbour of the city to the west, and of course going down south to the overall border of, well, at least this map, so as you see here. So that is the general plan. Overall, it shouldn't be too big a build. It will kind of, you will be able to notice it on the map, but I think it's going to be a really good addition, especially when all of this is done. We're going to have the graveyard, the pier town, the diner, and of course we are going to kind of pepper this with custom trees, because I don't want it to be too bare, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to flatten this, put in some more land so the pier actually looks structurally sound. So yes, I will see you after this brief intermission. And we are back from our intermission. Now let's see what we've been doing over here. So before this, the time of this intermission, you would have seen a jagged piece of Minecraft river border over here. So what we've done, we've smoothed out all the edges, cut out the notches, and what a pun to make there, and put a nice little gravel beach down. Now, although it is an initial design, we haven't done a lot of the terrain underneath the actual waterline. As you can see here, it is a bit derpy looking, so off camera I will smooth that out to make it fit with the rest of the terrain. Now, you may be wondering, Wasabi, why are you doing a gravel beach? You know, shouldn't you do sand? You know, sand, sun, and whatnot. And I would agree with you, but I really want this to have a really separate character than, let's say, other beach places. Because I might put a sand beach in other places of the map. I'll make it look very tropical, very touristy, but I want this to look very homely, very traditional, you know, because there are a lot of pebble beaches around which are used as attractions, not just sand beaches. So I want there to be a bit of variety in the kind of terrain I make, and this is part of it. So I lay down a nice gravel beachway, which I want to use when we actually finish the pier. Now, what I've done here is I've kind of put down a spruce wood planks just to kind of start measuring out what we're going to do here. And that is very important, because if we get the size wrong, then it's going to look really derpy and not very nice. So I decided it would be around this wide on this end, although I am pretty convinced I'm going to stretch out a few more blocks over here, because the general idea that I want to do, let me just get some planning blocks out. Let's see. Yep, lapis. So what I want to do is, using the lapis, so this is like where the entrance will be. There'll be an entranceway here, and what it'll do, it will go down like so, up to the boardwalk, or the pier, and then it'll go all the way down with a whole bunch of buildings and attractions, and just a long walk of platforms for people to walk down and just have a good time. That's my idea anyway. So, yeah, so it'll go all the way down here. That's the general idea of it. So like a very misshapen T, I should say. There we go. Yeah, so that's the general idea. Now, I think I'll do a very similar design to what I did in the church. If we fly over here, there's this very nice wooden design that I used here. Yes, it was the use of the spruce wood planks, spruce wood stairs, but I think I'm going to add a bit more detail, to the boardwalk. Just to give it a bit more age, a bit more personality in that regard. And I'll put down some lovely pillars and all that jazz. So I think what we'll do now is, I think it's time for a time lapse. I don't know about you folks, but I think you want to see some builds, and I couldn't agree more. So I think I'll be right back after this wonderful time lapse. And we are back from our time lapse. Now, before I show you anything, folks, anything at all, I just want to say, if you do like what I do, if you like my content, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Doing so helps spread my channel amongst the blessed YouTube algorithm, and of course, it spreads my content to you amazing, just fantastic people. Now, let's see what we've done here. I love how this came out, folks. Honestly, the use of the buttons, the stairs, and the oak wood really gave a really gritty texture to this boardwalk up here. I just love how it came out. And another thing as well, I'm really loving the new blocks from the wild update. This is packed mud. So you may have noticed there was a few grassy areas which were kind of overlapping the boardwalk, and what I did, I kind of shaved them off somewhat and kind of made them into these little grassy knolls, which look really good with the packed mud and the coarse dirt. It's a really fine texture. I really like how it came out. As well as a few things, we've also extended the boardwalk into this little dock over here, because I did say this was a fishing town and it's kind of been turned into a decayed tourist attraction, so to speak. So there will be places for boats to dock here, although not many, because it is quite a small settlement back when. So there's about 1 to maybe 3 places for boats to dock, if at all. We do have a lovely gravel beach, which I mentioned earlier. This is where I think I'll put down some chairs, some sun lounges, things like that, just to make it a bit more homely and lived in. So yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to actually plan out where the buildings are going to go. And it may be a bit easier than it sounds, because I've already got the overall idea in my head, so we may as well get to work. So what I want to do is have something like this. So we want a 3-block, maybe 4-block path either side, like so. So this is where the first building is going to go. This will be 2 blocks, for like garbage and stuff like that. So go like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll do 5 blocks. That'll be good. See, I want it to be a bit tight all the way down, because this is quite a long boardwalk. So it makes up for the how short the overall width is of the pier itself. So we wrap this around. Now it's quite small, but overall, with all the buildings collected together, it'll look a lot better than it actually is. So what we'll do here is we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. Okay, how's this going to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll make this a wide building, like so. Up until here, I think. Like so. What we can do now is push this 1 block further. No, add a bit of variety to the shapes of the buildings. Because we don't want 1 solid block of building. You've got to add some depth, some indentations, things like that. How does that look? Very nice, very nice. This one will be a bit more thin, so we'll make this another wide building, like so. Lovely jubbly. How's that look? Looking good, looking very good. And let's see, we'll do 1 final building over here. And I think this will be quite a big building. Perhaps some fishing building, museum, something along those lines. These gosh darn buttons, folks. Yeah, let's see. So we'll make the boardwalk wrap around here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. And lovely. So this will wrap around here. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we got our overall building plan in place. Now, this can change at any time. This is just a general floor plan for each building, and I'll kind of go through each one as the world progresses. Now, one thing I do want to do is actually get some decorations down here. So I'm actually going to put down some lamps, things like that. So just some very... I don't want them to be too big, but just one for each... kind of section here, like so. Now, we could use... I want to use a similar design to those that we actually had in the Walden City. Sorry, New Walden City. I think it was episode 1 when we made that. My goodness. Oh, so, again, with the black stone, just layering it up, like so. Okay, so really looks good with the anvils, folks. Really good, like, foundation for lamps and stuff like that. And then we can use a... Let's see here. Where is it? Ah, yeah, here we are. A hopper. Da-da-da. Like so. Again, we've got to make them not short, but just tall enough. You know, it's a bit like Goldilocks. We've got to make it just right. But this isn't porridge. Obviously, these are lamps. Oh, just ignore me, folks. Honestly. And to finish it off, we had some lovely glowstone. Now, how does that look in general? Does it look good? Come on. Nope. There we go. Okay. Okay, how does that look? A bit bare bones, but let's see how it looks at night. Ooh, oh, folks. Yeah, that's good. We're on the right track. Okay, right. We just need to put a top on it. So let's see here. What can we put down on it? Where is it? Must be here somewhere. Polished blackstone. No, it's here. It's here somewhere. My word, where is it? Aha! Polished deep slate. There we go. Like so. Just adding them on top, like so. Now, the one thing I want to try out is how will glass look on here? Like so. Not bad, not bad. Okay, yeah, we've got a nice lamp design here, folks. Fantastic. And I think the yellow of the glowstone really gives a very natural look to the lighting. Like, it looks like proper old-timey lamps, if that makes sense. Let's see here. One more. Like so. Okay, right. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Now, the next thing we need to do now is the actual beach. So what we're going to do is put down some overall loungewear, you know, sun chairs and the like so. So we'll just put down some nice little chairs, like so. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see here. Fences, like so. Fences. Very good, very nice. Yeah, this is really coming together, folks. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off camera for a brief bit, polish out all the remaining kind of issues with the build, and I'll come back with you with a really nice design. Well, at least half the design. I don't think we're going to get the buildings in for this episode, which is a shame, but it just means we've got more fun later on. So I'll be right back after this short intermission. And we are back after that brief intermission, folks. So I've done a few more things, I've added a few more details. I think you're really going to like what I've done here. So I'm going to do a bit of a quick tour, and yeah, let's get started, shall we? The overall entrance of the this boardwalk or pier is going to be a lovely kind of archway that I've made. It's very rudimentary, very simple, but it's been textured up with some lovely spruce wood planks and some spruce trapdoors. It kind of gives the effect that this has been worked on, you know, some repairs have been made to this archway. Perhaps it was leaning to one side or something like that. And we have some flags waving below the archway. Now, of course, because of the story of this location, it's a bit not decrepit, but it's aging. So some of the flags are a bit discolored, some of them have fallen down, that kind of thing. To the side here, I've actually added some coarse dirt in between the road and the boardwalk. Now, the thinking behind this is because I was thinking, like, you know, maybe cars would be parking here just to visit the boardwalk with their family. You know, the tires bring up dirt, so I thought it'd be a nice idea to add some coarse dirt in between the two as a bit of a mixture block. I think it works out pretty well. It's a nice little blend, in my opinion. But, you know, I digress. So we go down the not the alleyway, the overall entrance corridor of this boardwalk. Of course, there'll be buildings on either side, and down the overall boardwalk itself. Now, one thing I do want to say is that I love the new mangrove blocks. I said this before in the first impressions video, but I'll say it again. I simply love the overall color of this wooden plank. It's such a wine-esque muted red that I think looks really good, contrasting against other wood planks, especially the trapdoors. Because one thing I did notice, it has a very nautical style to it. You know, it looks like a ship, a window in a ship port bow. So I thought that'd be great to use as benches for the boardwalk. So I decided to line them all the way down from side to side, and I think they look really good. So of course, if we go down the stairs here, I've actually added some moss block to the overall wood planks. And of course, this is kind of tying into the story that, you know, this is an old building. A lot of these wooden planks are starting to rot, and this is kind of signs of that. You know, the moss kind of eating away at the wood at the waterfront, which is really good detail in my opinion. It really adds some personality, I think. Other things I wanted to show you, of course, we have been using the moss, not the moss blocks, the mangrove blocks, as well as the kind of umbrellas are shielding the sun lounges. Now, I did actually change these to oak wood slabs. Originally, I was using quartz, but I think that was a bit too clean in a sense. So I used a bit more gritty block, like oak wood planks, because it got these grains in the texture, which I really dislike. Really like. Of course, we got a big bouncy ball, because, you know, it's a beach. There's bound to be one. So, in terms of texturing, I've used a sparingly small use of stone buttons and light grey carpet. Now, I didn't want to use too many buttons, because then the two textures of the boardwalk and the beach, the gravel beach, would start to kind of blend into each other, which I don't want to do. Now, I think the final details, I think, would be this kind of monolith statue thing I made. I'm thinking it's like a seeing stone or some kind of nautical significance. I'm thinking of calling it a nautilus stone, something like that. Maybe it ties into the story of the pier, but again, it's all in for the future build, folks. So there, excuse me. There you have it, folks. Episode 36 of constructing New Walden City. I do hope you enjoyed this video. It was a real treat for me to overall build this massive pier. It's been in the plans for a while now, so I'm really glad I've been able to start it off with a bang, because I really like how this came out. So yeah, if you do like what I do, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I do videos and live streams, so check me out. I want to say thank you for watching this video. This has been episode 36 of constructing New Walden City. My name has been Dr. Wasabi. I want to say good evening to you, and of course, as always, God bless.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.